I started having like this meme battle with this channel called T-Series, and anyone heard about that? It became one of the internet's biggest memes, and I just happened to be doing a meme that involved him. So I was like, well, I can like put some little meme Easter eggs in. So I snuck PewDiePie in during the height of his meme career, and everyone said, she's a hero. Yeah. Like, oh no. So people said that I was the best part of Rewind, and I don't want to brag, but the rest was pretty cringy. So. Yeah.
You did do very well to come out of that.
It was pretty coincidental. But a lot of people liked it, and I'm glad that I made some people happy with that.
Yeah. Excellent.
I'm planning on going to Australia VidCon,
oh, wow.
and also Summer in the City, which is also in London again. So I'm doing a lot of traveling and also just working.
So was February?
Yeah.
Was February your first experience in London?
I think I was in there for my birthday because I had friends in there back before, a couple months before then, but it was my first VidCon London.
Yeah.
So I liked it. It was smaller than this one, but it's I think all of them were nice.
I think it makes sense. We're smaller as a country, so our big one has to be smaller.
Yeah.
It's perfect that way. So you want to stream me?
Did I?
Yeah.
Wait, did I actually win? I thought someone else won it. Wait, did I actually win a streaming and not know? Where? Which country?
The streamies?
I thought Story Booth won.
I thought that was part of what you were doing.
No, I'm not sure.
Great package that I could offer for them in support of their being a member. Took me forever. Time-wise, is it worth it?
100%, it's definitely worth it. So at first, when you're coming up with these perks and these emotes and all that stuff, you're gonna notice you're just kind of spending so much time on it, where you could be streaming instead, you could be doing videos instead, you could be making that money elsewhere, you could be doing that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you realize that you're building a community, you're building, friends and family and all that stuff. So you really want to, kind of give that support back to your community in one way. And one of those ways is through memberships and perks and emotes. So I think it's definitely worth it to take the time and really, make something worthwhile and something that really connects with your brand versus just generic stuff. Because that way people can really, really connect and relate to it.
Yes.
Today. Depends how far back you want me to go. So, because I started off independently doing art and animation online when I was 16, and way back then I made a behind the scenes DVD of this crappy Flash cartoon I made that 2 people bought, but that was my first attempt at merchandising, so I was trying to stick my neck out there. But years and years later when I did YouTube, I sort of had the same instinct, basically to make things that I would want, because I always loved the behind the scenes things, that's why I made that stupid DVD. And so now it's if I think of something that I would want, that's when I
leaves the creator in creative control. We want our videos to match the authentic voice and style of the channel and feel real and not overly scripted or produced. Some of you might be familiar with the FameBit self-serve platform. We're currently focusing, however, on our full-service VIP offering. Now, in our VIP business, we do all of the heavy lifting, and we try and take the hassle away from creators, make it as easy as possible for you as a creator to complete a branded content deal. So I couldn't be happier that we have Alicia Marie with us here today. Alicia is a true YouTube powerhouse and has completed several branded content integrations with us here at FameBit. Alicia, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Hi guys.
Hi for all of you guys too when you said you'd do it. So
if you guys don't know, Escape the Night is YouTube Original's longest running show. Hi Susan, how are you? Where are you? How does it feel to be the longest running queen?
it feels sickening.
It feels right.
No, honestly, I don't think it would be the longest running show if it weren't for the intense support that you guys show. There's so many...
Mint chocolate chip. I love it. He is only one half without but not least, he is the reason we're all here today. He is El Presidente! The Smash Daddy Hey, buddy. So I'm going to be looking at my phone, not because I'm bored, but because we have a bunch of questions on Twitter. And if you guys still want to submit your questions, you can on Twitter using the hashtag VidCon2019. So now's your chance. You can still do that. We got
questions after today to certainly come to our website and take a look. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to split the discussion up. The first 30 minutes, we're going to sort of ask questions and have a conversation amongst ourselves about things like the scope of copyright and fair use and copyright enforcement and content ID and the DMCA and the whole shebang. And then we're going to open things up. And we did ask for questions.
So this is fair use. And this is just to say, to piggyback off on John's point, fair use is a lot of the times it depends. And the law was intentionally written that way so that it doesn't fall one way too much, either stifling creativity or deterring people from creating content because others are free to copy. So that's how I encounter a lot of fair use online.
And we just we'll sit on the phone with them for a few hours and talk about data because it's fun. But we also do it with some of the biggest companies in the world, and so we have access and visibility to a ton of information, which we feel really lucky to be a part of. And we want to take what we learned from looking at a lot of numbers and answer some questions that a lot of people have on their YouTube channels or that come up and people don't really know how to answer, but the answers are there in the numbers if you know what to look for.
And what Stephanie said isn't really an exaggeration.
They're captive together all at the same time, so building community is absolutely key. Now, you and I both use Super Chat and channel memberships to help build these communities. And side note, are there any A-Team or Barbarian members in the crowd right now? Woo! All right. there might not be any.
I would hope so. And I guess a thing that's really, really important is acknowledging people and showing that you do care for them.
Also being able to work with you guys is awesome because if people don't have teams and stuff, right? You guys handle all of that.
Yeah, that's something that we've heard a lot from creators is kind of wanting to have that kind of support and help through the process. So that's what we do in our fully managed offering is have this team of campaign managers that take you end to end through the process and take away a lot of this hassle so that you can focus either on your own or with your team.
Copyright, to educate them about what sort of the do's and don'ts of copyright are and everything like that. So I know that at VidCon there's this VidCon Academy, and those of you who are participating in the VidCon Academy, this is part of that that program. So I know you can get sort of credit, I guess it is, for that. So we're
unlimited access to just tons of data about where your videos are being seen, who's watching your videos, how they're watching your videos. And so a big part of our job is taking those numbers and looking at them and figuring out how to run the channel better.
They want to make one video that appeals to everyone, and then they want to put it on YouTube, and then they want to cut it up and put it on Instagram and Facebook, and then they want to link to it from Twitter, and they're like, we want to make one thing that everyone is going to watch. And we're like, you can't do that. No one is going, you can't create one thing that everyone is going to like and it's going to...
If your fans are interested in it, they can purchase it and it's printed and sent out to them, and you basically are cut a check by the vendor for that sale. So we really...
people can have very similar ideas.